Did you know that over 1.4 million work permits in Canada are set to expire in 2026? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that your legal permission to work, live, or even stay in the country could vanish, just like that. For millions of foreign workers, international students, and skilled professionals, this isn't a distant worry. It's a ticking time bomb, and the clock is already counting down. The shocking truth is that these changes aren't just minor paperwork updates. New rules from the Canadian government are tightening eligibility, slashing temporary worker quotas, and reshaping immigration pathways. Many people who counted on extensions, post-graduation work options, or startup permits are now finding themselves in uncharted territory, stranded, uncertain, and scrambling to figure out what to do next. In this video, we're going to break down 10 reasons why millions of people could suddenly lose their work permits, what it means for careers, families, and futures, and what you can do to stay ahead before it's too late. Number 1. Massive work permit expirations. Millions of foreign workers and international students are facing a dramatic reality in 2026. Their work permits are set to expire, and many may not qualify for automatic extensions. The scale is staggering. Over 1.4 million temporary permits could lapse, leaving people suddenly without legal status. For those who built their lives around jobs, studies, or long-term plans in Canada, this is more than a bureaucratic headache. It's a life-altering situation that can disrupt careers, families, and financial stability. The government's own data shows that the sheer number of expirations could overwhelm the immigration system, making timely renewals a serious challenge. What makes this situation even more complex is the tightening of eligibility rules for extensions. Many workers in low-wage sectors or temporary roles will find themselves excluded for renewal options. Even international graduates who expected to transition smoothly into post-graduation work permits might hit unexpected roadblocks. The result is a growing number of people caught in limbo, unsure whether they can stay legally, apply for permanent residency, or continue working without risking penalties. Preparing in advance has never been more critical. For those affected, timing and strategy are key. Starting the application process months before expiration, keeping all employment and study documents up to date, and understanding the government's new eligibility criteria can make the difference between staying in Canada or being forced to leave. Those who act early have a higher chance of securing extensions or alternative pathways, while procrastination could have serious consequences. In a system this volatile, knowledge and preparation are your strongest tools to avoid being stranded. If this makes you think about your own permit, comment below. We want to hear your experience and help you navigate these changes. Don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click to stay informed. Number 2. Stricter eligibility for extensions. Changes in 2026 are not just about expiring permits. The rules for renewing or extending work permits are becoming far stricter. Many temporary workers who previously relied on predictable extensions now face tighter requirements, and not everyone will qualify. Low-wage roles, short-term contracts, and even certain student work placements may no longer meet the new criteria. This sudden tightening means that countless people who assumed their status was secure could find themselves unexpectedly ineligible, with limited time to correct the situation. The government is aiming to prioritize high-demand skills and long-term contributors, leaving others in a precarious position. For individuals caught in this tightening net, documentation and proof of employment will be more important than ever. Evidence of continuous work, valid contracts, and compliance with labor regulations can make or break an application. Workers who fail to demonstrate that they meet the updated requirements may face denial of extension requests, forcing them to leave Canada or apply for alternative permits. Even those in seemingly safe positions need to double-check eligibility because minor errors or missing documents could have major consequences under the new rules. Planning ahead is now critical for survival in this changing system. Consulting with licensed immigration professionals, keeping detailed records, and understanding which types of jobs and wages are considered acceptable can increase the chances of approval. Acting early not only reduces stress but also gives workers a window to explore alternative pathways, such as provincial nominations or permanent residency programs. In an environment where rules are shifting, being proactive is the difference between staying and being stranded. Does this change affect your ability to extend your permit? Comment below and share your situation. Make sure to subscribe. It's just one click to stay ahead of these critical updates. Number 3. Lower temporary worker admissions. Starting in 2026, Canada is set to reduce the number of temporary worker permits issued each year, creating fierce competition for the limited spots available. Many people who previously relied on Canada's open labor market to secure jobs in technology, healthcare, or skilled trades may now find it much harder to gain entry. This reduction isn't a minor adjustment. It directly impacts thousands of international applicants who counted on steady opportunities to work legally. The government is shifting focus toward prioritizing workers in high-demand sectors, leaving those in less critical industries at risk of being sidelined entirely. The consequences of these reduced admissions are far-reaching. Companies that rely heavily on foreign workers may face staffing shortages, and employees in positions that are no longer prioritized could see their permits delayed or denied. Even skilled professionals may struggle to meet the stricter selection criteria, making timing and preparation critical. For those planning to enter Canada in 2026, waiting until the last minute is no longer an option. Understanding which sectors are in demand and aligning applications accordingly can make the difference between approval and rejection. For workers already in Canada, this shift means planning alternative pathways is essential. Exploring options like provincial nominee programs, applying for permanent residency early, or switching to high-demand roles can increase chances of staying. Keeping track of government announcements, eligibility changes, and labor market updates ensures you are not caught off guard. In a year where competition will be fiercer than ever, proactive steps and informed decisions are the keys to securing your future in Canada. Are you prepared for these tighter admission rules? Comment below with your plan, and don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click to stay informed before it's too late. Number 4. LMIA and Field of Study Uncertainty. One of the biggest shocks for 2026 is the uncertainty surrounding LMIA exemptions and post-graduation work permits. Many foreign workers and international students previously relied on these programs to stay and work in Canada after graduation or while changing jobs. Now, with new rules and pending policy shifts, even programs that seem secure are at risk of sudden changes. Students who chose specific fields of study expecting automatic work authorization may find themselves ineligible, while employees depending on LMIA-exempt pathways could face delays or outright denials. The gap between expectation and reality is widening fast, creating anxiety for thousands who plan their careers around these permits. What makes this challenge particularly difficult is that guidelines are becoming more complex and less predictable. Authorities are reviewing which programs qualify for exemptions and tightening documentation requirements. Even minor mistakes, missing documents, or choosing a field of study not prioritized by the labor market could result in rejected applications. This isn't just theoretical. Immigration lawyers are already seeing spikes in inquiries as students and workers scramble to understand how the changes affect them. Staying informed and double-checking eligibility is no longer optional. It's a necessity. Proactive preparation can make a world of difference. Keeping a detailed record of study programs, maintaining proof of employment, and consulting with immigration experts can help ensure you remain eligible. Additionally, exploring alternative pathways, such as provincial nominee programs or in-demand occupation categories, can provide a safety net if your current permit route becomes unavailable. In this evolving system, knowledge, documentation, and timely action are your strongest allies to avoid being caught off guard. Are your LMIA or post-graduation plans safe under the new rules? Comment below with your situation, and don't forget to subscribe. Just one click to stay ahead of these critical changes. Number 5. Startup and Entrepreneur Pathway Freeze. For aspiring entrepreneurs and innovators, 2026 brings a shocking change. Canada has paused many of its startup visa and entrepreneur work pathways. Thousands of foreign business founders who plan to launch companies or scale existing ventures in Canada now face uncertainty about their legal status and work authorization. These programs were once a reliable route for highly skilled, innovative workers to establish themselves and contribute to the economy. With a freeze, opportunities that seemed guaranteed now require alternative plans, leaving business-minded immigrants scrambling to find other legal avenues. The sudden nature of this shift adds an extra layer of stress, as decisions and investments made months or even years in advance may no longer align with the updated rules. The real challenge is that the freeze doesn't just affect new applicants. Current visa holders and startup founders may find extensions harder to secure. Permits tied to specific projects or investment thresholds could face stricter scrutiny, meaning entrepreneurs must be more diligent about compliance and documentation than ever before. Even minor oversights, delays, or gaps in business activity could result in denied extensions or lost eligibility. This emphasizes the importance of staying up to date with government announcements and understanding exactly which programs remain active and which are paused. For anyone relying on entrepreneurial pathways, planning alternative strategies is essential. Provincial nominee programs, targeted business visas in high-demand regions, or partnerships with established companies may provide fallback options. Consulting with immigration experts and preparing contingency plans ensures you can continue pursuing your business ambitions without jeopardizing your legal status. In a system where pathways can change overnight, adaptability and proactive preparation are the keys to success. Are you affected by the startup visa freeze? Comment below and share your plan. And make sure to subscribe. Just one click to stay updated before it's too late. Number 6. Backlogs in permanent residency processing. One of the most critical challenges for foreign workers and international students in 2026 is the growing backlog in Canada's permanent residency (PR) processing. Many temporary workers rely on a smooth transition from a work permit to permanent residency, but delays are now stretching applications for months, even years. With limited extensions for work permits and tighter eligibility rules, those caught in the backlog could find themselves in a precarious situation, legally allowed to work today, but facing uncertainty about their status tomorrow. The combination of expiring permits and slower PR processing creates a perfect storm, leaving people anxious and unsure about their future in Canada. What makes this issue particularly urgent is that time-sensitive categories are being affected first. Programs like the Canadian Experience Class (CEC) or Provincial Nominee Programs (PNPs) often have strict deadlines for work experience, residency duration, and documentation. Delays in processing could mean applicants no longer meet the eligibility criteria by the time their application is reviewed. For temporary workers counting on PR approval to secure stable employment or long-term residency, these backlogs are not just frustrating. They can be life-changing. Being aware of deadlines and starting the PR process early is now more important than ever. For those navigating this uncertainty, strategic planning and documentation are essential. Keeping detailed employment records, maintaining continuous status, and seeking guidance from immigration professionals can help reduce risks. Additionally, exploring multiple pathways to PR, such as switching provinces or targeting high-demand occupations, can provide backup options if one route faces delays. In 2026, proactivity and careful planning will separate those who can secure their future in Canada from those left stranded by bureaucratic delays. Are you prepared for these PR backlogs? Comment below with your timeline, and don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click to stay ahead of critical updates. Number 7. Reduced international student work routes. For international students, 2026 brings a major shock. Canada is tightening the rules for post-graduation work permits, PGWP. Previously, many students relied on these permits to gain valuable Canadian work experience, which often led to permanent residency. Now, with stricter field of study limits and new eligibility requirements, some graduates may find that their programs no longer qualify for a full work permit. This change is creating uncertainty for thousands who plan their education and career in Canada around these permits. Students who thought they could seamlessly transition from studies to work now face a high-stakes scramble to adjust their plans. This shift doesn't just affect new graduates. Current students must rethink long-term strategies. Goals and programs not prioritized by labor market demands may have reduced work opportunities, limiting income and experience while they navigate a complex system. Even minor mistakes, such as choosing the wrong program or missing application deadlines, can result in denied permits. Universities and colleges are warning students to check their program's eligibility carefully and explore alternatives if their chosen path no longer aligns with the updated work rules. To navigate this new reality, planning and adaptability are crucial. Students should explore options like changing programs to meet eligibility, applying for provincial nominee programs, or securing internships in high-demand fields. Consulting immigration professionals and keeping track of official updates can make the difference between gaining valuable Canadian work experience and facing unexpected barriers. In 2026, being informed, proactive, and flexible will determine whether students can successfully bridge the gap between education and employment in Canada. Are you affected by the new student work rules? Comment below with your program and plans, and subscribe. It's just one click to stay informed before changes hit. Number 8. New immigration law expands cancellation powers. In 2026, Canada is introducing new immigration legislation that gives authorities broader powers to cancel work permits. This isn't just a minor policy tweak, it represents a significant shift in how permits are regulated. Under the new rules, the government can revoke or alter permits in cases of noncompliance, sector-specific restrictions, or even changes in labor market priorities. For foreign workers and international students, this adds a layer of uncertainty that didn't exist before. A permit that was once secure could now be subject to review or cancellation, leaving individuals suddenly without legal status or work authorization. The implications are enormous for anyone planning to live, work, or study in Canada in the coming years. What makes this change particularly concerning is that the criteria for cancellation are broader and less predictable. Minor administrative errors, gaps in employment, or choosing a role outside a high-demand occupation could trigger review. Even those who have followed all the rules carefully might face scrutiny under the new law. This uncertainty has sparked widespread concern among applicants, employers, and immigration lawyers, who warn that staying informed and proactive is now essential to avoid being caught off guard. To protect yourself, understanding the law and staying up to date is critical. Regularly checking official IRCC announcements, keeping thorough employment and education documentation, and consulting with immigration experts can reduce risk. Preparing alternative pathways, such as provincial nominee programs or other eligible work permits, can provide a backup plan if your current permit is at risk. In 2026, knowledge, documentation, and vigilance will be your best defense against unexpected cancellations. Do you feel safe under these new laws, or is your permit at risk? Comment below with your concerns, and subscribe. It's just one click to stay informed before it's too late. Number 9. Provincial policy changes add complexity. Canada isn't just changing federal rules in 2026. Provinces like Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia are tightening their own work permit and immigration criteria. Each province now has slightly different rules for temporary workers, international students, and skilled professionals, which makes navigating the system more complex than ever. What might qualify you in one province could be ineligible in another, and policies can shift quickly depending on local labor market needs. For anyone planning to move within Canada or apply for a provincial nomination, these changes add a critical layer of uncertainty that cannot be ignored. For workers and students, provincial differences could directly impact eligibility and processing times. Some provinces are prioritizing high-demand occupations, limiting the number of permits for other sectors, while others are imposing stricter documentation and wage requirements. This means that even if you meet federal criteria, your application could still face delays or rejection at the provincial level. For those unaware of these differences, moving or applying for work permits without detailed research could have serious consequences, including sudden loss of legal status or missed opportunities for permanent residency. Navigating these changes requires proactive research and strategic planning. Checking provincial immigration websites, understanding labor market priorities, and seeking advice from immigration professionals can help you align your plans with local requirements. For temporary workers and students hoping to stay in Canada, being flexible about location and open to provincial pathways can increase the chances of success. In a system where provincial policies now have as much impact as federal rules, staying informed and prepared is the only way to avoid being caught off guard in 2026. Are you aware of your province's new rules? Comment below with where you're applying and subscribe. It's just one click to stay updated on these critical changes. Number 10. Online rumors versus reality. With all the news and updates about Canada's work permits in 2026, misinformation is spreading faster than ever. Social media posts, forums, and even some blogs claim that all work permits are canceled or that foreign workers have no future in Canada. While these statements are false, They fuel panic among international students, temporary workers, and skilled professionals. The reality is that Canada is tightening rules, reducing quotas, and updating eligibility criteria, but has not eliminated all pathways. Understanding the difference between rumor and fact is critical to making informed decisions and avoiding unnecessary stress. The danger of misinformation is not just emotional. It can directly affect your plans and applications. People acting on false claims might rush into wrong applications, miss deadlines, or make costly mistakes that jeopardize their legal status. Being able to verify information from official sources like IRCC, provincial immigration portals, or licensed immigration lawyers is now more important than ever. Awareness and critical thinking are essential tools to navigate the changing landscape of work permits in Canada. Staying calm, informed, and proactive allows applicants to focus on strategies that actually matter rather than chasing unfounded rumors. To protect your future, always rely on verified information and professional guidance. Check official announcements regularly, document your work and study history accurately, and plan your applications well in advance. Engaging with trusted immigration experts and following credible news outlets can prevent confusion and help you act strategically. In 2026, separating fact from fiction is just as important as meeting eligibility requirements, because misinformation can be as disruptive as a denied permit. Have you come across any confusing rumors about work permits? Comment below with what you've heard and subscribe. It's just one click to get the real, verified updates. As we've seen through these 10 critical points, 2026 is shaping up to be a year of unprecedented change for foreign workers, international students, and skilled professionals in Canada. From massive permit expirations and stricter extension rules to provincial policy shifts and new laws expanding cancellation powers, the system is becoming more complex and unpredictable. Millions of people who assumed their legal status was secure may now face uncertainty, making it essential to stay informed, proactive, and strategic. Understanding the real challenges versus the rumors can save you from unnecessary stress and help you make decisions that protect your career, education, and future in Canada. The key takeaway is that preparation is everything. Keeping accurate records, monitoring eligibility requirements, applying early for extensions or permanent residency, and consulting with immigration experts are no longer optional. They're critical steps for anyone hoping to remain in Canada legally. Flexibility, vigilance, and awareness of both federal and provincial changes can provide options even in a system that seems increasingly restrictive. By acting now and staying informed, you can navigate these challenges rather than being caught off guard. Finally, remember that this is not just about following rules. It's about safeguarding your life plans, your career, and your opportunities in Canada. The more you understand the evolving immigration landscape, the better positioned you are to make smart, timely decisions. Don't wait until it's too late to take control of your future. We put a lot of effort into breaking down these changes for you. So comment below and share your thoughts or questions. We'd love to hear your experience. Make sure to watch our other videos for more updates and support us by subscribing. It's just one click to stay informed and ahead of these changes.